Oh, hello. Thought I would go live on this little walk. There is absolutely nothing going on other than I'm walking right now. Haven't heard anything. Hey, adjust your focus. What's going on? I haven't really watched anybody's videos. I've been so busy all the time, almost every day. The only free time I had, out for a walk. Of course, adjust your focus. You know, if it's me going live, it's at night. I really got to put some more content or some other things going on there. Because nobody's in here on the live. But then again, all I said was going out for a walk. So, what's been going on with everybody? Although, I don't think anybody's in here. Black out, but it's not blacked out. I'm outside. This is the lighting that's available. Here's the moon. There is no lighting available. It's not blacked out. It may be too fuzzy. So, yeah, that's what I have. That's all I have with me. So, is there anything that I should be catching up on? I mean, really haven't done anything since before the year. This year I hadn't done anything for the most part. Every time I go to watch something, something pops up. And I can never finish watching a video. I don't know if it's the time of day or because of the lack of content I've got going on, but I know before I stop being able to get out and what have you and watching a whole bunch of videos, I know a lot of people are at each other's throats. I don't know if that's still a thing, if there's more people at each other's throats. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's hard getting time to see all the channels. Well, there must be a lot of content going out there. I do miss it, but it's just like I'm always having to be somewhere now, more than I had to before. And worse than ever. That's terrible. I mean, I did get out there today, real quick. It was just a one vehicle accident, truck versus tree, and thankfully I didn't get the whole you can't film this because of HIPAA and all this and the rest of it, because I respect people when they're in a trauma situation like they are. Infighting is bad. Oh. Man, I hate hearing that. I don't know. Hey, there's actually a car going down the road. You know me, I like to either stick to the small towns or the suburbs. I don't get into the city much. But I hate that it's really, yeah, 1,400 subs. They're not here tonight. Yeah, they're probably kind of wrote off me doing anything, much of anything. I mean, I put a video out, I think right at the end of December, stating that I had some other content. Had some other things to do, and I do have some other content that I need to get uploaded. It's just that it's in one phone and not the other, and I just haven't gone back into that old phone, and I think I may have actually lost the SD card. I think I accidentally threw it away. That I had some of that content on that I was going to put in there, which is unfortunate because some of it did show that situation that you know about, Adjust Your Focus, from a while ago. It is backed up though, but it was nice for me to have the local copies or whatever. I'll have to go back and dig up the archives or whatever and get that put up there. I just did one little video in Ashland City over at the Cheatham County Courthouse, and I got out because I saw a couple blue lights here and there, but you know, every time I come up to the situation, you know, it's just really, for the most part, it's up to the point where the officers are just jaw-japping between themselves, and everything's said and done, and they haven't said a word to me, which is a good thing. They totally ignore me in Columbia, which is a good thing. Well, hi there. Just out for a late night stroll, and I just wanted to pop on here to see what goes on here these days. I've done a couple of small live streams here and there, but nothing major's been going on. Actually surprised at the amount of vehicles through here tonight. I don't know how much y'all could see. I mean, not much of anything. Is there any like major topic or major issue or anything that's like really major that I should check out? Yeah, it's pitch dark out here, that's for sure. Who's all here tonight? Well, if y'all were coming in here thinking that something was going on, there is nothing going on tonight. It's just a time for a peaceful stroll right now. Only time I have. Thought I felt a little bit of moisture for a second there. I was like, put this up. Well, yeah, I certainly understand that. It definitely is certainly a personal taste or anything, but I was just kind of curious if, you know, something, you know, major wrong had happened, or even something major good, you know, some of that must-see stuff. Or it seems like I'm not getting as many notifications like I used to anyways. I don't know why. Unless people just aren't going live anymore, what have you. But I can't catch stuff like I used to, and just kind of put it off in the background because I'm doing other things now, and I can't even put the stuff in the background much anymore. Yeah. One good thing about being out this way, you have one less agency to worry about. No PD. I just left the city limits, and they don't like people walking around. Lots of new channels. It's happening everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if it was like, hey, this happened here. You know, 1 million hits or whatever. If I get a moment in a little bit, I might catch up on some of that stuff. It's like, I don't know why there's a couple little lights out here now. Did you say News Now Houston? It's got a bunch of content. Yeah, he's an interesting person. We, of course, did that audit in Nashville over at the Tennessee Department of Safety headquarters, and of all things, got harassed by the public information officer himself for the state of Tennessee, the Tennessee Highway Patrol for the whole state. So the person that's supposed to be having media relations with the media was how harassing and what have you. Interesting enough, I believe that there is a possibility that they did violate a small, well, not a small law, but let me say not small, but an obscure state law, in that there's a specific law that states somewhere about the use of the Criminal Investigation Division of the Tennessee Highway Patrol, that they may only be used in certain circumstances, such as motor vehicle theft and checking up on driver's license fraud and stuff like that, and following up on some of the internal complaints, what have you. And they can't be used for other things like following a journalist around. I have reason to believe that it was a member of the Department of Safety's Criminal Investigation Division that got involved in that. And if he did, and since no crime was committed and there was no investigation of anything specific under that obscure law, that would be theft of government services. So, if anything, besides the other stuff that was happening, the Tennessee Highway Patrol violated the law there. I was really kind of surprised at the reaction from the Highway Patrol, because usually they're pretty nonchalant. I mean, they'll stop and give you and your mother a ticket in a heartbeat, but notwithstanding that, yeah, I was looking up some of the state laws. I was under the impression that I may have noticed somebody that may have possibly been a part of the Department of Safety's Criminal Investigation Division. But I'm sure they'll spin it and say, no, we were just in the area, stopped by, chatted with one of the troopers or something like that. I'm sure that would be their spin. This way it's got a little bit more of a grade, a little bit of a steep hill. I'm in the hills and valleys. But News Now Houston was pretty cordial with the situation there. I mean, being followed like we were and everything. Yeah, they're pretty good about spinning things. You have to sit here, everything that I, sit here thinking about, they think about 3 or 4 times. It's like this one department close by. They always want to think of some way to jam somebody up, and there's just not a whole lot going on. They just love to find an angle. And, I've seen them cut corners and skirt things themselves by trying to jam somebody up. Somebody's got their, well, there's no way to be able to see that. I was gonna show you that I was in Tennessee. Got the farm over here. The guy's got a huge cross lit up. Thought I'd show you some of you folks there from other parts of the country. That confirms I'm in Tennessee. I just thought it's interesting. I was going to go buy one PD today, but I didn't, because I didn't want to have anything on me that showed any kind of identity to me one way or another. Figure something out from something. But interestingly, it's been a couple months ago, I did have a deputy out of the blue come up to me and said, "Hey, you're News Now Tennessee." I'm like, I don't know how he figured that out, where he came up from that. Or he wasn't even in uniform either, but I recognized him. I knew he was, but he had mentioned that he knew about one of the auditors that did an audit over at the sheriff's office, and I didn't know anything about the audit, so he was asking me. He wasn't even asking me major questions. And he said something to the fact that, there were other deputies there that they were wanting to do something, and he said, "There's nothing for you to do. They're not doing anything illegal." I told him I didn't know anything about it. Wasn't my business. And nobody's breaking the law, and nobody's intent on breaking the law. Oops. What'd that say? I was watching Real World Police video, and the description this cop was talking about some lady that was beat. I keep flashing off before I have a chance to read it. Something, and then had to open a door for her to search. It's just, yeah. It's just like somebody that come to the door and saying, "Oh yeah, I know so-and-so's here, and you're going to jail if you don't produce so-and-so." Well, you have to have probable cause to believe that that person is in fact there. But it's just a game. I mean, of course, if that person needs to go, yeah, that's one thing, but a lot of things that go on. But to sit there and intimidate people have nothing to do with the situation, is ridiculous. And go to somebody's house and say, "Well, I know this person's here, I'm gonna take you to jail." I'm sure that happens a lot. Of course, we've seen some videos. We've seen some videos here. And it's like, go pound sand, You don't have probable cause to believe so-and-so's here. If you did, then you'd be able to go and get a search warrant, and you can execute a search warrant. Stop bothering people that have nothing to do with the situation. I mean, it's not like you're in high pursuit of some axe murder or something like that. I mean, then if you're in fresh pursuit, that's one thing. A whole nother ballgame. Well, I figured I'd get on here tonight to see who all would pop on. Especially if there's actually something going on here tonight. I'm sure if I had a different title and something was going on, there'd be more people. But I am appreciative of the people that did pop on tonight, that's for sure. It says, "Come on, cops, no, if rarely, if ever, cost them personally for everything they do wrong." Yeah. If you say anything that makes them mad, it's on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like, I've heard officers say, yeah, you know, I wasn't going to do this, but since you popped off and started saying something, ooh, there's a car coming, you know, we're going to do this. But I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure to pay attention to the vehicles on the road here. Kind of unusual to see more than one car at this time of the night out this way. Now police can lose immunity. Oh, you're talking about in the Fifth Circuit? Well, it was another ruling that well, that's one thing I was going to ask about. Normally, I keep up with a lot of the laws, and I usually pay attention to the Tennessee legislature and watch or listen to a lot of committee meetings, so I know what's going on. And I wasn't able to catch up on a lot of the stuff as it was going live, so I'm gonna have to watch some of the reruns or listen to some of the reruns. I know it's not very exciting, but you know, I have a better understanding of the legislative intent of the laws than, you know, a lot of these officers that are out here are supposed to be enforcing those said laws. They love to twist and skew the words, and you know, it's like that's not what the senators and the state reps said in their committee meetings. It's not how it was intended. I like to kind of watch that contradiction. I know it's not the most, it's a pretty boring topic, I know. But yeah, so I guess in the Fifth Circuit, you got the Turner v. Driver case. I haven't heard of that being overturned or run or anything like that. So yeah, I guess they can lose their immunity in the Fifth Circuit, and of course, you know, I'm in third, so it's not really binding in the third per se, but it is a pretty good guideline, you know, for future case. If somebody had to use such a case. You read it in what is that? Hold on. Oops. What is the ncsl.org? Not sure if I'm familiar with that website. Maybe I am, but maybe I'm just not a truncated or acronym or anagram type person. Looking it up. There's at least one deputy that probably knows where I'm at right now exactly. He's probably watching. I know my DA is for this district, or the DA for this district, I should say. Well, he's my DA. You know, he's an elected official. A lot of critters down there in that little hollow. He's actually a subscriber. But you know what? I will give my DA some credit. National Conference of Legislators. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. There's another one. It's called, I think it's called ALEC. That's another conference. I think one is more skewed to the Democrats and one's more skewed to the Republicans, if I'm not mistaken. I will give my DA some credit because he did go after some indictments on at least 4 or 5 officers in his judicial district. Said he was cracking down on some of these officers that were doing wrong, and he has. And one of them did real wrong. Of course, I put that on my channel. He actually got indicted in 2 different counties because the city that he was doing stuff in is actually divided into 2 different counties, and those 2 different counties happen to be in 2 different judicial districts. So he got hammered by 2 DAs. Well, my little 6 mile circle's about done, so I'm gonna go and pop off. I do appreciate y'all coming in. Yeah, but you know, for the good story, he's also into that whole thing about the drug-free school zone, which is a great thing if it's used as intended for, like, you know, if you're selling drugs or having drugs left over or, you know, within reach of school children during, you know, when they get from school. But if somebody's driving through within 1,000 feet of a school zone at 2 o'clock in the morning and their dope's on them and they didn't throw their dope out the window, and you're still going to hammer them for a drug-free school zone, it's a little bit misuse, I think, of that law. Plus, yeah, I know he wants to crack down on some of the illegal drugs or what have you. And the thing about it is, you know, people are stealing stuff, and, you know, they're going to other people's wallets. But it's a little bit overreach, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit of overreach. Like I said, you're just tooling down, you know, a main thoroughfare or an arterial road or what have you, and it's 2 in the morning, and you are riding dirty, so that's on you. But there just happens to be a school 999 yards away from you, whatever, or feet. I'm sorry, not yards. It's 1,000 feet. Now, it's one thing if you throw your dope out the window and some school kid can get a hold of it the next morning, but it's a whole nother ball game. Yeah, like I said before. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all coming out here tonight. Take care.